Buenos dias, everybody. Hello. My name's Gary. We're going to play some ukulele today. You need to run over to jollyrogerukulele.com, and that's where the sheet music is sitting, along with 250 other pieces of sheet music. And you should um, go get it. I am posting the link on that site right now, jollyrogerukulele.com. Update and update. I'm very disappointed in myself. I've been doing a new graphic each week, and I decided this week I don't need another graphic. We're doing the same thing as last week, so I didn't make a new graphic this week. But every week I like to make a new graphic. HTTPS, just for something fun to do. Jolly Roger ukulele.com. Patience. I pop up. I hit tweet. All right. So now we're ready to play ukulele. And let's see why I peek at stuff while I'm on. When I tweet myself, I peek and see if the world is falling apart. Sometimes it is. And sometimes people are putting silly stuff up on it. Mostly it's silly stuff, right? Looks like temps outside 52 degrees out there today. I should go for a walk. All right, let's see. So there's Twitter. We've now tweeted our class today. Wait a few minutes to get everybody in here. It's 1:03. We'll start in a couple minutes. What should I tell you guys? It's a lovely day here. As you're logging in, you say where you're from and what the weather's like there, so that we get to know who you are, and we get to find out if your weather is better than our weather. So we want to make sure we're on top of that. Sandy's in. Sound is great. That's the other thing. Early, the first people logging in, I got to have you double check the sound. I've got how it works here. Let me give you the background on my sound system. So right up here, there's a vent that's the heater for this room, right? And it's actually run by the other room. And so the heat in this room is never exactly what it's supposed to be. So it ends up running more than it's supposed to. And then I've got my microphones. They're condenser microphones, so they're really only supposed to be used from this direction. So theoretically, you're not supposed to be able to hear the heater on the backside of these microphones. I don't think that's exactly true. Then over here, I have the humidifier for the room, so you could probably hear that. And so there's all this just general noise in the room. And then, of course, I'm in a bedroom, so it sounds like I'm in a bedroom. And so there's all these not so awesome things. And then in addition to that, we run it through YouTube. And some days YouTube just decides it doesn't want to listen to me, and then there's all sorts of chaos. So lots of, over this last few months, well, we're up to month 11 now, 12, no, month 10. Has this been 10 months? People have figured out that sometimes there's a terrible tragedy with the sound. And so if they come in, they let me know. So Sandy knows the drill. She walks in and she's like, yep, I can hear you. Sound like you. And we're doing good. I do sound like Kermit the Frog. I am aware of that. Someday I may take some singing lessons or some voice lessons or some, I don't know, how not to sound like Kermit the Frog lessons so that I sound more like a broadcaster. But that's not happening anytime soon. So in the meantime, I'll sound like Kermit the Frog. Critter's coming in. She's in from Utah. Hey, Critter. Linda's in from British Columbia. We're talking about the graphic on the top of the page. I've been taking a tiny bit of pride in doing a new graphic each week. They take a little while, but usually I do them when I'm running out of energy at the end of the night. And I'll be sitting there. I'm like, all right, I want to watch the news, or I want to watch something stupid on Netflix, and I'll just work on my little graphics while we're watching that. But I didn't do that this week, so we're on week number 2 of the 20. Welcome to 2021. It's already the 12th, and I haven't changed the graphic yet, so I'll get that done this weekend. Lindy's in. Yeah, what the heck? You missed Harmonica. And when you miss Harmonica, you miss a lot. Those of you who aren't coming to Harmonica, huge mistake, huge mistake. All right, Ronnie's in from New Mexico. Arlo is in. Hello, Arlo's a local. Arlo's a fine musician. Glad to always have him. Brandon's here. Brandon's a fine musician too. He's just I don't know him. Brandon's California, right, Brandon? I'm drawing a blank for some reason. Amy is in. Hello, Amy. Amy's local. Amy's one of my buddies. Lynn is in from New Jersey. It's sunny and 45 in New Jersey. So you and I are having the same weather, Lynn. Amy, my weather is exactly the same. And Amy's weather is exactly the same as mine. So, yeah. Running clear skies and sunny. It's only 53 in New Mexico. I lived in New Mexico for 8 years. Felt like 12. In no hurry to move back. Had to go down there to get my wife and bring her back. And there are two things that I love about New Mexico: red chili, green chili. Everything else, I don't need. Glenda is in. Great Colorado weather today. I haven't been outside yet. I'm going to have to go. Brandon, I live in Oakland. Oakland now. Okay, I knew it. I was pretty sure it was Northern California, but I didn't want to overstretch there. It's been relatively cold. Yeah, Pauline was in earlier today, and she said, "Yeah, it's cold up here." So, I've been on a little bit on the chilly side. I kind of wonder because forever Denver Broncos and the Oakland Raiders had a rivalry, and it was only a rivalry when the Broncos were winning. Now that they lose to them all the time, oh, well, it's not a rivalry. But Oakland moved their team to Las Vegas, so it's football craziness up there. Terry's in. Hey, Terry, I didn't see you last couple of days. Nothing but sunshine, rainbows, and butterflies north of Colfax. Terry lives over there in a scary area, it's north of Colfax. So it's fine over there. I just say it's scary. Cindy's here. She lives up north of Colfax too. It is scary where Cindy lives because Cindy lives there. Marianne is in from Michigan. Warm and 30. That's okay. We'll take it. Valerie's been. Valerie skipped class earlier today. She's in though. Carol's here. Let's see. Glad to see your building. Yeah, I had a terrible smoke smell in here. We never could find the source of it. We went all to different neighbors and called everybody, and everybody could smell it. Nobody had a fire. So building didn't burn down. I'm glad to still be here. Kat's here. Kat and her significant other are having dueling music lessons at their house these days. So good to see Kat. She's getting ready to go back to school, you guys. So pray for Kat. Beautiful day, 45 degrees. Which is cold in Texas, of course. Linda's here. She's a local. Barbara's a local. Yeah, never could find the smell. Never could find the source of that smell. We don't know why it was. I mean, it was seriously smoky in the house there last night. Could never find it. Chris is here. Evelyn's in. 70 degrees and 71 and sunny in Ecuador. Diane is in. She's a local. Jacqueline's a local. Red's a local. Tuning up her pineapple. She just got a new ukulele. Hasn't paid me for it. You know how Red is. Elizabeth is here. Snow still on the front lawn. Cat sleeping in the sun. Elizabeth has saved lots of cats, and she's down to a rational number now. Hopefully, they're all just enjoying the sunny day. Hey, Clay. Carol's in from Puerto Rico. Vicky's in from Bozeman. And Jennifer's in from Illinois also. All right, kids. So we know the drill at this point. Here are the facts, okay? I confirmed it this morning. January 25th, it's 7 p.m. my time, so you'll have to figure out your time. We're going to do a Zoom call with the Boulder Guitar Society. The guy who runs that is very serious about high-level classical guitar. However, he's also super open to any type of instruments done well. And so one of the things he and I over the years, we've met once or twice. We've done a couple of things up there with the Boulder Guitar Society. So it'll be a Zoom call with the Boulder Guitar Society, January 25th. It's a Monday night at 7 p.m. We're playing the repertoire. Okay. So that's your deadline. The day after that, we'll play something else. But until then, we're trying to get ready for that concert. I want you playing at your highest level. I'm going to be trying to play at my highest level. We want to have everybody where the sheet music is it's just part of who we are, and things just come out of our ukulele and all that. So what you have in your book right now is what you have. Okay. And nothing will change until January 26th. And so we're going to play Moon River, 5'2", Beethoven, Elvis, While My Guitar Gently Weeps, The Bridge Over Troubled Water, which is we haven't been working on in the day class, so I'm going to start with that today, and then a studio, and then the box. So let's start with Bridge Over Troubled Water, please. And I'm going to be playing the ukulele version of that since we don't have the baritone version of that. And so I want you baritone players, obviously, eventually I will feel like I don't need to repeat this 8 million times. But if we're looking at ukulele music and you're on baritone, you are playing chords and you need to see if you know those chords, right? There'll be a day when we have all of the ukulele music in baritone also, but in the meantime, you're going to play chords. Okay, so let me grab my ukulele, and my plan is to play this one with my low G ukulele. I want to share when we meet with them. Obviously, um, they're classical guitarists, and typically, and this is not at all a slam on them. Typically, guitarists know about guitar and nothing else. It's just such a complicated instrument that they spend all of their time working on that and don't really look around. And so, especially classical guitar, kind of lives in a silo. It's sort of this is what we do, and this is what we do, right? And so I want them to get a chance to hear what a low G ukulele sounds, a high G ukulele, a baritone ukulele. It's crossed my mind a little evil devil sat on my shoulder and says, "You should show them what a banjolele looks like too." So I'm not positive we'll be playing one, but I might show it to them. They don't want to know what banjos are, I can tell you that. Let's play Bridge Over Troubled Water. Nobody will hear you, right? Except me and God, right? I think we are getting like that here with classical. I know we're getting a little fancy, aren't we? We're getting a little snooty. We're not going to be snooty. I promise. I promise. We got a plenty of stupid music to play too, and we're going to do some of that as well. Yeah. No, I'm going to show them the banjolele. I don't think I'll play it for them. All right. And we way over exaggerate, right? Classical guitar, they're just musicians as well. They're all doing exactly the thing you're doing, which is trying to get better. That's exactly what we're all doing. All right. From the top, Bridge Over Troubled Water. Remember, your repeats here are. Let me get my little foot thing going. You play down through 25 or through 24, and then you come back up to the top. And then when you come down back through, remember, you probably should have a yellow mark at the beginning of 21 because it's a big second repeat, and it's pretty likely you'll play into it if you're not careful. So I'm going to turn this on. I'm going to see if that mess up the lighting. Yeah, that's too. Let's see if I can cut it down a couple. Yeah, that's good enough. You can still see. You can still see what's going on with my hand. All right, from the top, Bridge Over Troubled Water, baritone, you're on chords. 1, 2, 3. Whoops, sorry. I blew it. Let me go to 13. I apologize. I missed a whole chord there. 13. 1, 2, 3, 4. to the top. I need to fix that page break. That page measure 50 shows up and is a bit of a tragedy, right? I want to write myself a note. Better page break. BR break. I keep missing that fancy chord there. And then this should be a 3. All right, so I want to fix that last page break. That's a bit disappointing. Thoughts on how you're playing that? That's a nice piece of tune. We played that early on, and then you guys voted that as oddly the number 1 song for our best of week. So that's why I picked it, because of you guys, and it sounds really beautiful. And then so it's made it into our fancy presentation we're going to make about the ukulele. So that's because you guys liked it, and I'm okay with it. Let's switch to While My Guitar Gently Weeps. I'm going to play this on baritone, and that means ukulele players, you're going to be switching to chords. Guy, sooner or later, he's going to cooperate with tuning. I should probably not play this one. While My Guitar Gently Weeps for baritone, please. are you? Make it hard to read. Let's see. Sandy says it's beautiful. Cindy says, when on the baritone, should we find chords up the neck like the major 49 or just straight up? So I have a bit of Cindy's question is, hey, if my choice is to play this C chord, or if I notice the melody's going up, should I play this C chord? My philosophy has always been that if you're on accompaniment, if you're backing somebody else up, like for example, if I'm on Tuff Uke and I'm playing way up the neck, it's better for you to play in open positions down here, because then there's less chance of us having exactly the same note at exactly the same time. What we'll end up with, if we do have the exact same note, you're going to be an octave lower than me. And so particularly like when you're working with a singer, you don't need to do all these fancy up the neck chords because that's what instrumentalists do. The singer's job is to go way up here. Your job is to back that person up with just the all-American chords underneath there. Now, obviously, you want those chords to be as fancy and as beautiful as possible, but you can try it both ways. I think you could say, all right, here comes a C chord. I see the melody's going way up the neck. I'm going to try this C chord instead. But I think what you'll find is that, well, it probably will work, but why? And I think especially the way we're playing here and we're playing duets, like if I was with a duet partner, I for sure would want them to stay below me and be really backing me up, working on darker tones, working on rhythm, working on making sure that something different is going on in the accompaniment than in the lead, because in the lead you're telling the story. That's where the lyrics are. That's where all the fancy chords are. That's where the hard stuff is. And then if you have somebody playing chords, it just creates a nice separation of tones and ideas. And so I think that's the answer, Cindy, is that I'd probably, if it were me, I'd be playing lower. Jennifer says the change from F up to high D7 in measure 52 is a tough one for me. Let me go peek and see what you're talking about, Jennifer, and see if I have any suggestions for you. So when we go to 52, from that D9 up into the change from F up to high D7 in major 52 is tough for me. So 52, yeah, I see what you're saying. I don't know if I have any suggestion for you other than you got that bar here, right? And that's what they do in the song, right? When they're busy playing on Bridge Over Troubled Water, blah, 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 blah. And then at the end of the song, they go way up high, like a bridge over. And so then we have to, and then of course we end up with bars and all of this stuff there. So yeah, it's this moment in the song where they go up way up high. So I tried to mimic that in the ukulele version. Think it kind of works. not easy. Yeah, sounds good. Christine says, catching up, a little late. Welcome in, Christine, from the F major 7 to the D7. Yeah, so again, on that major 52, think about you're playing, and I might have the wrong ukulele. Let me grab a normal ukulele, and then we'll see what she's talking about. So here's Jennifer. She comes into 52. She's got her F chord. And then you're going to switch out to the 7. Okay, and so that's your F major 7. And then you're going to just grab your middle finger here to get 5, 6, 5, 5. Okay, so what ultimately is going on here is the 9th shape. Okay, so this is actually a 9th chord. Okay, but the melody is no longer on 7; it's dropped down to 5. So treat it as if it's a 7th, just your plain old 7th chord, right? But up on 5. Okay, and then after that, obviously, then you're onto this. You're onto that. So I would be thinking about it measure 52, F chord, major 7th shape, middle finger, and then open it up. Okay, and that's what I would be thinking about. I think that I know that that it's tabbed properly. Getting your fingers to cooperate with you on there is a whole nother issue. And that shows up, that basic thing shows up in a little bit different form starting at 47, right? So you've got that F to F major 7 to high D7 to C with the 7 on the high end. That shows up at 47. And then in 49, it changes a little bit because we end up with some E7s in there. And yeah, so I definitely know it's definitely not easy going there, but it's not the hardest things that we've done around here by a long shot. But just be thinking about, hey, I'm just going to clamp my 5 on there. I got an 8, 7, middle, and then I can open it up. For me, the biggest challenge right now is when I turn the page and I see that 2007, which is the only place that shows up in the song. It's not undoable. It's just like, what? And I keep missing those that little 0 note arpeggio after that. All right, good. And then Lindy says, I love to play the arpeggios, but when someone is playing a lot of arpeggios in Tuff, I found it sounds better if I pluck or roll my chords. Yeah. Because I teach so much arpeggio and because you guys know that I will come and fight you if you don't play arpeggios, after a while we have too many arpeggios and you're like, I need less arpeggios in my life. And you don't. We got to agree on who's playing them and that. But it's good. It's something else to try, right? When I'm arranging, boy, that's my first thought is stick a little arpeggio run in stuff. And sometimes you're like, I'm sick of those. Put something in, put in some block chords or something. I think you'll like it. Let's see. Linda's back. Okay, good. Elizabeth says, I looked up all the uke chords last night in my chord dictionary, and I'll play quietly. Yeah. So on a song like that, when you have you're like, okay, I'm gonna go play the real advanced chords. You don't have to, but now you got your work cut out for you. All right. While my guitar gently weeps, let's get this in. I think what I want to do, I think I want to ignore the repeats for right now, but make sure you know what they are. We're going to play down through 39, and then you come back to 9. And so the repeat sign up on the upper left, it says repeats. It just say 0 through 39 and then 9 to end. Okay, so that's reasonably important. I just don't want to play twice. We got some other stuff I want to get to. While my guitar gently weeps, I'm on baritone. You guys are on whatever. Okay, and let's see how we do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. Okay. If you were on ukulele, did you remember when you get to that 55, when you get to major 55 with big D minor, and then let the melody carry the rest of it out. Okay, so probably make yourself a note, like if you're on ukulele, hit the D minor, stop, hit one big one, make it a little glissando, womp or something like that, right? So as you pull into 55 and you're on chords, make sure that you made yourself a note. Don't keep playing. Let the melody player finish that out, and that because the melody, if you're pounding out D minors through there, and the melody player is trying to end up with this soft, subtle, deeply complex, still my guitar gently weeps finish, and they're going to end up with right, and you're going. It's not going to work. So keep playing that one, guys. This one we will play on baritone for the concert. Over the you guys know we have baritone and ukulele version for some of these. But honestly, for the next couple of weeks, I want to get really dialed in for myself, which means that you're going to be really dialed in so that on that night, we're going to have a chance to really judge, hey, how did we do? We spent 2 weeks mastering a couple of 8 songs, right? We're mastering them. And that's one of the biggest criticisms that I have of myself as a teacher is I don't give you time to master anything. I'm busy throwing the next thing at you. And so we'll keep focused on this exact playlist. And then obviously, those of you guys know that we had other ones, a couple other ones for ukulele or baritone that you could be pulling up and working on. All right, so then let's run through the Elvis medley. How are we doing on time? We're doing okay. So we'll grab the Elvis medley again today. And again, this is a fun one for ukulele players because you get cards, and an opportunity to try to add something to what you're hearing coming through your speakers that makes you sound really awesome as well, right? So we have a pretty good opportunity here. Cindy says that while my guitar on baritone is working for her, Jennifer says, the Tuff uke is for when ukes play melody. The Tuff uke is for when ukes play melody. Yeah, so I call it Tuff uke on baritone. I thought about calling it Tuff baritone or Tuff Berry or something, and nothing worked out. So that if we're on a baritone sheet of music, you don't want to play, and you have it. If we're using the baritone blank, and you have a ukulele, you probably don't want to play melody or Tuff uke unless you can transpose at a high rate of speed, which I wouldn't even begin to attempt. Right? Some people, trained jazz guitarists in college could absolutely do that. The rest of us are mere mortals. We can't do that. So if we're working from the baritone blank and you have a ukulele in your lap, probably focus in on chords and focus in on all these tools you've been working on over the last 10 months to say, hey, I can play these chords. Not only that, I can play them cool, right? I can bring some sort of fanciness to them. Red says, me too, Sam. The real ones are not. The real ones are not that hard and more melancholy. Yeah, and I think one of the things you'll find when you're playing the real chords is that the complexity of it's still going to be partially dictated by the melody, right? And so when you're playing just plain old regular chords, bring a sense of your best self with chord playing. Try some arpeggios, try some block chords, try really using different thoughts process behind what you would normally do. Because normally, if you get to something like Elvis medley and you're like, wise men say, right? That's what you're going to get when you go to your ukulele strum along. That's fine. It's a super fun way to play it. But when you're here and you're thinking about, I am an accompanist and I am trying to match what Gary's doing and bring something new to it, this probably isn't the right thing to do. So Renee says things are sounding good. Elizabeth says, intro, do we play only chords on the Elvis medley or on I know what you're asking. Let me go peek and make sure I give you the right answer. On While My Guitar Gently Weeps, if you're on ukulele, I would just play the chords. Here's what it sounds like. It sounds pretty close. If I got my regular ukulele, let me make sure I'm in tune. I'm going to play. I'm bringing a completely different idea that the baritone is going to support the rest of those notions with. But yeah, I'm playing the straight up dun 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 dun, dun, dun. D minor, D minor, D minor, D minor, C, D, 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 G, D, 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 A7. And that's creating a completely different feeling than what's going on in the baritone. And you guys are actually at a higher pitch. So it'll be, when we get together as in real life together, it would be interesting to see what that's really sounding like. And then Patricia says, I hate to show my invincible ignorance, but is 4/4, if it's 4/4, strum the chords 4 times in the measure. I'm doing an arpeggio, say 4/3/2/1. Do I do that 4 times in a measure or just once? That's a great question. All right, let me give you some thoughts on that. You're in 4/4, so and the first measure. I look at. Let me go to, because I want you to have the different sheet music in front of you. Let's go to Elvis, and I'll give you a good example. So grab your Elvis piece here. It's not ignorance at all. This came up in previously in another class as well. Came up in guitar today actually. So we're looking at the Elvis medley, and you know your job as a ukulele player is to play 2 beats of C, 2 beats of B minor, and 4 beats of A minor. So you're supposed to play, don't look at my fingers here, just notice C, E minor, and A minor. I'm supposed to play wise men say 2, 3, 4. So then the question is, all right, that's what I'm supposed to do. I want to fancy it up. I want to do arpeggios. So now I'm going to do 2 beats of C, 2 beats of B minor, and 4 beats of A minor. And it gets messy, right? Wise men say only fools rush in. So now it feels weird because I'm only hitting 2 notes for the C chord, 2 notes for the E minor. Do I start over? Do I keep going? I have choices there. And then finally, A minor, I have 1 chord through the whole measure. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The way to fix that problem in most songs is to just double the speed of your arpeggio. And now all of a sudden I got to get through 4 beats of C, 4 beats of E minor, and 8 beats of A minor. So if I'm sitting on C, wise men say, again, only fools rush in. Okay, that sounds better, right? So if to your question, Patricia, is I'm playing in 4/4, but I want to do arpeggios. I'm probably going to want to do those in 8th notes so that I can get through a whole chord before I have to change. Wise men say, and then again, only fools rush in. It solves the problem. The only time it doesn't solve the problem is sometimes in a song you'll have 1 chord per every beat, and then it doesn't solve that problem, but it solves most problems. So hopefully I'm answering your question, Patty. I think that's probably where you're headed with that idea. All right, let's play. Ready? Elvis medley, ukulele players, give it your best shot. See what you can do with the chords. 1, 2, 3, 4. on page 42. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so continuing to debate about whether to strum or pluck in various places, but I'm going to get it figured out. Hopefully, that's coming together for you as well. We're running out of time. I can't believe it. Let's go grab that Beethoven Sonatina and let's play it with an ukulele. Baritone players, you finally get a chance to have a little bit of a break, and we'll go grab Beethoven Sonatina. And then tomorrow, you guys got to remind me, we're starting with 5'2". Okay. We're just going to, every day we'll play as much as we can get to. Let's make sure all of your questions are answered. I know, and when we get to that day, they can't hear you, but you can hear you. And that's what's going to matter when we get there and we're playing really solid music. And you're going to be like, yep, I totally did it. Totally killed it. My nose is wanting to sneeze. Okay, we'll grab. There it is, Beethoven Sonatina. Okay. All right. This is still the tough one for me. Okay, probably for you a little bit. And again, I mentioned last night, probably important on a song like this to listen to the MP3 a little bit. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4. play through. Next page. Second ending. Go. Oh, I blew it from measure 59, please. 1, 2. Keep going. Ooh. All right, so I got to put some timing on this one as well. Ouch, that kind of hurt. All right, so baritone players, your chords are not terrible on this. Hopefully, you're creating some beauty. If you are playing melody or Tuff uke with me, know that this is all over the place right now, and we're going to get it better. So I would start thinking about what you can and can't do. I would say for me, there's a lot of places where chords show up, and you're like, crud, that's right in the middle of a run. I may or may not be doing all of those. We'll find out. We'll see. Right. So tomorrow we start with 5'2". So if you weren't working tonight and you're like, I don't have anything better to do, go learn to play 5'2" in Moon River. I have both of those memorized, and so what I ends up coming out of my ukulele that night may be slightly different than what's on the page, but we're working on what's on the page right now. I want you to be able to play what's there, and then we'll decide when we get close to the night before whether we need to make any last minute adjustments. And then if we have time, we'll then go back to the top of the list to play Bach and a studio. So 5'2" and Moon River for sure tomorrow. I'm going to dive into the Sonatina. I think that I can get that clean, and so we just got to do a little bit more work on it. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. We're having nice weather and a beautiful day going on here. Let's keep it going. January 25th, 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Put it on your calendar and write concert! Exclamation point, and then that's your deadline. That's the day that you want to be good at all these songs and all of whatever way you're playing them at your house, and that way you'll know when we get there, you'll be like, yep, I killed it. I was awesome tonight, right? And we're going to be playing in front of guitar players, right? Who probably classical guitar players, and they may or may not have a sense of humor, but we're going to shove it down their throat anyway. So no, they're bolder people. They're very big brained, and they're going to get what we're up to here, and hopefully you'll feel good about everything we're doing. And plus, they've been getting an international audience as well for their broadcasts. There's not a ton that goes on in classical guitar, and so the fact that they've had this community group up there forever doing it is pretty exciting. And yeah, I can't hardly wait to get up there and give this a shot. They've been introduced to ukulele in a couple other ways as well. There's a guy here in town who teaches over. I don't know if he's still doing it. He's teaching over at Regis, and he's doing some interesting work on ukulele. So they're not complete virgins to ukulele. So we only got to bring them a little ways. The rest of the way into the what we're doing. So, you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks for being here. Keep practicing. Keep playing. We're gonna turn you guys in. This is gonna be amazing. What's happening as we are now at this level where we're legitimately tackling music like this. Pretty exciting. So let's see. Ronnie says one of my favorites played in my head day in day out day. That's exciting. Sandy, G minor. Oh, that G minor. I hate it. Yes, I know, Sandy. Mine was E minor. Yeah, I don't know why. So you and I will have a coffee one of these days and we'll talk. Amy, getting better. Who knew that practice would help? What? So lame. Showing up helps too. Right? That's more important than practicing. It is. It's weird. I know I'm speaking heresy. Lindy says, thanks so much. Love all these tunes. Maybe one day I'll be able to do them. Yeah, you're already doing them justice. The fact that this music is sitting in front of you with a ukulele in your hand, you're already winning. Evelyn, good to see you. I'll see you tomorrow. Carol, go take care of Puerto Rico for us. Straighten them out over there. Good to see you. Patty, good to see you. Linda, yeah, absolutely. Jacqueline, have a great day. Red, checks in the mail, she says. She doesn't know how much to send me. She's just saying that. Mahalo, Clay, good to see you. That's not Mahalo. This is we talked about the other day. You're welcome, Ronnie. You rock. Lynn, I'll see you tomorrow. Terry, good to see you. Take care of those guys. Chris, good to see you. Elizabeth, thank you. Thanks for looking up all the chords. Oh, gosh, that's a lot of work. Amy, have a great day. Barbara, good to see you. Cindy, good to see you. Well, Cindy, it's medium to see you. And Brandon, be good. And Jennifer, bye for now. Talk to you guys tomorrow. I'm pulling the plug, and I'm super excited about where we're headed. So January 25th, 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. Okay, talk to you soon.